this is the franchise Shane Douglas, ECW's original World Heavyweight Champion. Right now, you're watching the #1 wrestling podcast on all of Long Island, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh.
The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
And Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monty and the Pharaoh?
Monty and Pharaoh.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show.
The Monty and the Pharaoh. To the Monty and the Pharaoh Show. And it's Monty and the Pharaoh, baby.
Watching Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, what a rush.
We've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monty and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff and we gonna rock it.
We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to live a better way.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monty and the Pharaoh, only seen live at a Village Connection, broadcasting live from Rockstar Studios every Thursday, 8:05 to 9 p.m. But this is a special Saturday edition. At the board is the owner of this station, Mr. Jim Savali. Jim, how are you?
What's up? Thanks for having me here.
Oh, man.
On this early Saturday.
Early Saturday, and I want to again thank our...
Real early Saturday.
Yeah. Go on.
Why do people who smoke weed not want to get up in the morning?
This is not right.
Goddamn
we get up just like you do.
Oh, no.
Don't you bring weed into this.
It's getting up and driving 160 miles.
Judgmental Jeff over here.
And then having to deal with Eric Sims, the first person.
Well, that I understand.
How do you not reach for the pen? How do you not reach for the pen?
Seriously. And if anyone doesn't know, that is a Sandman in the studio. But I want to again thank Shane Douglas and Just Incredible for a great interview. Incredible. I love those guys.
Absolutely.
And let me introduce the star of the show again.
Who?
Up for sale, $5.95 an hour.
Stop?
Jimmy Farrow.
Wait a minute. What if they have a coupon?
Well, by the way, Village Connection has its own coupon magazine.
Wait a. You put me in the Village coupons. I am now part of the discounted program.
We will actually.
That's very flattering there, Jimbo.
We will actually pay for the shipping and handling.
That is you're going to ship me.
Shipping and handling.
Yeah.
Do I get to be in a box with the styrofoam peanuts at least?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very exciting. It's very exciting. Yeah, 12 years of college down the drain.
Our guest of honor, none other than ECW Superstar, the Sandman.
Yeah.
So, guys, pot floating around the studio.
What?
What's going on?
It is not. First of all, I'm licensed, so too bad. Can't bust me. Go on.
How do you guys function on that shit?
Pennsylvania.
But how do you function on it?
I live with the pen in my hand, one of my pockets, and this thing is never far from me. Ever.
That's right. Sharpens your focus or dulls it.
I smoke pot to do something. You know what I mean?
Well, like get up in the morning? Oh, I watch it. Wait, but you smoke pot?
Not all of us reach for a box of donuts, you know. Go on. That's true.
Yeah, what a shot. That was a shot across my bow.
What are you talking? Oh, yeah.
There you go.
There's the double hernia, folks. Go
All right.
on.
You're fired.
I know. You sold me already. What's the difference?
No, seriously. You have to smoke pot to go cut your lawn?
Dude, to do anything.
How about to have sex? So, like, if you want to have sex with a woman?
Or want to?
Want to.
Want to, not have to. Boy, you got us on crutches. Oh, someone give me weed. Oh, God. I don't think I can get up today. What's wrong with you?
Dumbing down of America.
Holy stereotype, Batman. Anyway.
They're invading our country. Hold on. Let me have another hit on my weed.
While I sock the guy who's invading my country.
I don't want to shoot. I don't want to shoot at the enemy because I have to smoke my weed.
They feed soldiers acid and play the Metallica. What are you talking about?
It's medicinal in so many
absolutely.
cases. PTSD stuff, dude. They're using ecstasy for PTSD right now. And stuff, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Don't get, pot is good.
Wait a minute.
It was given to us by, anybody know who the Queen of Sheba is? If you read into the Mahabharata, right? She gave it to us as a medicine, dude. It was given to us by God.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely.
Bingo. So there.
What
about the
wait a minute, hold on.
weed wagon?
Hold on,
Come on now.
I've defended this country. I've been in many places,
And
as
you
you all
should-
know.
that's
You
why
see
I
me
brought up
smoking
the
weed? I'm not claiming PTSD.
No, you were drinking
What are those
beer.
weekend dudes?
No, bro, I was not a weekend war. No. I was. You know better than that.
Wait a second. That's right. You were
know
watching
better than that.
VHS wrestling tapes overseas. That's right. I do remember. Boy, you were exciting. Yeah, go on. Have a smoke, will you? Lighten the hell up.
Listen, don't get upset because you're a pothead.
I'm not a pothead. I'm a weed dude. Anyway,
Sandman.
what is going on here?
The Pharaoh is going to
Aye.
go over your illustrious career. Jimmy, take it over.
And it is illustrious.
It is
illustrious, ladies and gentlemen. Our esteemed guest today, James Fullington, born June 16th, 1963.
Wrong.
What?
June 19th.
They got your birthday wrong? Where did you get this?
Wikipedia's wrong.
Are you serious? No, I don't even want to read the rest
You
of it.
can't even fix it.
This
It's
is
impossible to even fix
Wait a
if
minute.
you went to court
Can't
or
you?
something.
You can't write them and say fix this?
What is going on
No,
here?
you can't do it. Apparently, it's if you want something fixed, you can't be the person to do it. Like a company or something has to do it because they figure like, oh well, you're just going to change the shit. You know
I'll
what I
bet
mean?
you the guy that got paid to write this was not high. I bet you.
Idiot.
Idiot. Next time, get a little smoke and get his birthday right, you moron. What is going on here?
I think
horrible.
the way Wikipedia works is anyone can put the information up there. Or
Anyone?
Yeah, and you,
But it's
you can edit. I think you can edit.
You have to be able to stop that. Nobody can just get on and write about him. That's terrible.
Yes, you can.
That's terrible.
You can sign up. You can edit. It has to be approved.
I have friends that text me happy birthday on the 16th.
Yeah.
Because they read that or something, you know what I mean?
God.
Not like people that I've known forever, but people I've met through the wrestling business.
When was his birthday again?
Well, did they get this part right? It says you semi-retired. Are you semi-retired?
I have been since
Okay.
like 2008.
Okay, so they got that part right. Okay, folks. For those at home, let me continue. A 5-time ECW World Champion. Okay, a legendary figure in the evolution of hardcore wrestling, an absolute legend. Also worked in WCW, but I don't want to get into that too much because I want to slap Bischoff again. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Sandman.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
I'll do my Raven.
Nevermore. What do you got, Mike?
All right, let's get into it, man.
Yeah.
Your controversy about women's wrestling.
Nice.
What's the deal, bro?
Awesome.
Okay, dude.
By the way.
I don't know. I didn't know nobody's name. I don't care. I could know you for like 15 years, but I really don't know your name. Maybe I might know your wrestling name and not your real name. So I think I'm talking to. I'm working the room right here because it's great down there. There's so many wrestlers. You had a long fucking day up there signing shit. So I'm drinking some beers and I'm having fun. So I'm walking by. I don't even know who Tessa Blanchard is.
Tessa Blanchard.
I don't watch wrestling. I had no clue who she even was. She's just standing there. So I walk up to the blonde chick that I'm pretty sure is Johnny Morrison's girl. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Was she in that match?
Tire. You're talking. Yes,
Okay, is that Morrison's girl?
Yes.
All right, so I'm just going by her because I like you because I like her. I like the way she works. I like her attitude in the ring. I always try and give her little pointers, because he's probably doing a lot, but some people need to hear a little bit of something from somebody else. You know what I mean? So I'm walking by. I'm like, hey, what number are you? What number are you tonight? Because I want to watch your shit. She goes, we're last. I was like, in Maine. I said, didn't something just happen with Ronda Rousey getting fucked into Vince put her in the Maine, but I think it was a fuck job or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it or anything, but I just heard something like that. I said that to her, and what's her name? The girl that I didn't know at all. No, the freaking the Tessa. Yeah.
Oh, Tessa.
Yeah. So Tessa's right on me right there. She goes, "Who the fuck is Ronda Rousey?" Her exact words ended about that level. I was like, one, I don't even know who you are, and two, you got some balls saying that loud to me. You know what I mean? And then she just starts rambling. She's not yelling. She's just talking right here. What are you guys? What, Shane? What are you, about 20 feet away? Did you even know any of that was happening until she followed me over to you guys?
Now she's following you?
Dude, yes. Dude, I said, listen.
This is very aggressive. What's going on
like,
here?
yeah, so
Ruining your hide, too.
So she buries Ronda Rousey and fucking, and the other girl wasn't even there. There was another girl there, the short, stocky one that says so. That girl was not right there right then. I don't care what the fuck she says.
Okay.
She was not there. There was three of us. That was it. And we're close. We're like the blonde chicks here, the Tess chicks here. Dude, and Tess is pissed. I don't know that she's working guys in main events or anything like that. And I told her, I said, listen, all I know is I don't think it should be fucking that the audience is ready to have a woman main event.
Right.
Then she went off a little bit more. I'm like, sorry, we're going to have to agree to disagree. Right. And then I start walking to the circle of the ECW guys that are like 20 feet away. She's on my tail. I don't know it until I get over and she like taps me on the shoulder. You know what I mean? I turn around and she started all over again.
Any chance you two could have a match?
Oh, I'd work her in a second.
And
put her over.
Let's have it.
And put her over.
Are you hearing this? Are you hearing this?
It's a work.
There you go.
It's a work, dude. I got the belt 5 times, dude. I never won it. It was written that way.
Really? Is that true?
Wait a minute. I always thought work. It's a work? This is awful. Oh my God.
So then I ended up, dude, I had to research her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because I was going on the Bubba show.
She's very good.
I was going on the Sirius or whatever. I had to she's fucking
good.
really good.
Oh yeah.
You can do a lot with her.
Honestly, I think she's at the top of her game in her that division.
I disagree with that. Everything's written. Everybody knows it's fake. But dude, to me, you can't have a fucking 6'8", 270-pound dude slapping around a 130-pound fucking chick. And fucking, it just, I know we're supposed to suspend reality when we watch a movie, when we're watching a wrestling match, when we're having sex with our wives. We're suspending reality all the time.
I'm gonna make believe that you have real tits on your chest. Hold on, I'm suspending reality.
I'm just thinking about somebody else.
Tessa, I'm gonna make believe you're Charlotte Flair right now.
So the thing to me is,
they both look like birds.
It just takes a little bit of credibility. I mean, I'll say it again. It's fake, and it's fake, and it's fake.
Another F-bomb.
That's too fake. It's almost as fake as them tag teams going on now in AEW.
Oh my God!
Amen. Every match is the same spot.
Thank you.
Order, and nobody sells a thing.
Thank you.
Joke.
Thank you.
I can hear the internet.
They just don't do. I can't watch it.
Now you see, Justin. That's why I said they cannot survive. I mean, you got to have rules in wrestling. I understand, but you can't not tag. The referees, we were talking about it last week. This is their reaction.
Oh, no.
What do I do?
Is she the one with the girl? Does she have the girl? Is there the girl ref?
Yeah.
Yes.
Dude, you see how she's in everybody's deck?
Yes.
She thinks she's part of the show.
Yes.
It's so crazy. You watch the one guy that they have on, he's like, ah-dee-da-dee-da-dee-da. Dude, she's like in your face, like, look at this.
What about the women's champ, 72 pounds in a tutu?
I don't know.
Have you seen her yet? Oh, wait till you see her. 72 pounds in a tutu.
There you go. Yeah.
I like her.
Who just beat the woman that's a man?
What is it? The woman that's a man?
you realize what went on? Did you see that match where they brought in, I want to say Aja Kong, but it's something else.
Awesome Kong.
Awesome Kong came out, and then a bald guy that kind of looked like you. You could actually bet that
There
dude.
you go!
Who, what? I don't know what the fuck was going on there.
We'll ship him.
The dude came out from underneath the ring, and meanwhile, the Japanese girls on the other side selling for 5 minutes, and I didn't like their camera work either way. Aja comes out, Awesome Kong comes out of the freaking, like, right behind the camera and close Aja for the second
Wait a
time.
minute. All right. Here's we were talking about this a couple of weeks ago. You could have great wrestlers.
Yeah.
But if you cannot have a high quality production product,
That's the reason why Vince will be there in the end. Dude, his production quality.
AEW cuts to a commercial during a Jericho promo, and you can't even hear what the guy's saying.
And that's the best part of the show is Jericho's promo because he's the man, and there he is in the corner of the screen, and I'm being sold toilet paper. Good job.
Cody, and dude, I'm so bad with the names. The
What,
guy
the
that was in
Young
All
Bucks,
Japan. Omega.
There you go.
He entertains me.
He's great.
Cody and Jericho entertains me.
Absolutely, they're all great.
But the rest are just, I know, and they're making all these. Everybody's in a faction or something. It seems like, you know what I'm saying.
Does it feel like WCW to you a little bit?
I don't know. I wouldn't. I'd have to be in the locker room to check that out.
Okay, because it seems like a lot of
TV.
retread,
I don't really get a feel for it.
Okay. How about let's go back to the beginning with you. How do you start in the game of professional wrestling?
4 years old, always wanted to be a professional wrestler. Didn't want to be a doctor, lawyer, fucking cop. I wanted to be a pro wrestler, so I got to live my life's dream. And how many people get to do that?
Yeah, congratulations.
And they get
That's
paid
awesome.
to sit there and talk about it. You know, it's freaking great.
Sweet.
So, me and my boys, dude, I'll tell you a couple quick stories. Gorilla Monsoon has thrown me out of the Philadelphia Spectrum 2 times. This is what I did. Back in the day, security was the shits. The guys didn't even have, like, they were just guys in regular clothes. It's Andre the Giant against Big John Studd's steel cage at the Spectrum. I don't know what year it is. Okay. So, well, I'm like 16, so I guess it's like 79 maybe or something like that. And so I just get in line. The guys didn't bring the whole cage up there, didn't come down. They just had it and had to carry the thing, like from where the Zamboni would come through, they had to carry through the people. I just went and got in the back of the line, picked up a piece of I'm drunk, dude. I'm drunk, like drunk. That was my shit. Getting drunk. Me and my boy, me and my buddy Ruben, and going to the fucking to the matches. So I go to hand my piece of the thing, and then whoa, almost dropped it on the fucking dude. I'm drunk right here. So I get the cage out of my hands, and I go back, and I'm like, I'm getting under the ring to see if there's a fucking spring under there, because I didn't know then. You know what I mean? I got under the ring, and it was. What is this guy doing? I swear to God, it must have felt like I was under there for like 10 minutes, which was probably more like maybe 15, 30 seconds, but I was just like, oh my God, there is a spring underneath the ring. I'm like, you know what I mean? Because I was still, dude, I'm 16 years old and I'm still kind of believing this, but I'm like, well, why aren't their eyes black and blue and shit like that? You know what I mean? Another time, this wasn't at the Spectrum. Something was happening at the Spectrum, so they had to go and do something at like Drexel University or like a smaller fucking building, like right by like 30, not too far. No, it was actually about 5 miles from there. So anyway, Superfly Snooker's on the way to the ring. Dude, I got blonde hair down the fucking here, like bleach blonde hair. I'm fucking feeling myself. I'm like 18. I'm fucking a badass. But I like Snooker. I was just shit-faced. So Snooker, so it was kind of just like being at the arena, you know what I mean? Where they have guardrails and you walk in there. Snooker goes by and I keep trying to fucking stand up. Snooker walks by and I slap the shit out of him on his back. He turns around, grabs me by the hair, starts pulling me over the fucking guardrail. Here comes Gorilla Monsoon. The like 3-4 security guards are in between. It's swear, totally true. Gorilla fucking grabs me like this, like a Mark Henry, fucking picks me up with like one hand, because you're a big motherfucker here, you know what I mean? Yeah. He takes me through the back, which wasn't far, because the building wasn't that big, presses a button, the garage door goes up, tosses me the fuck out, boom. So, I'm waiting outside for my buddy to come out. I walk around the front, he goes, dude, I thought he was going to kill you. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, Superfly went into the fucking ring, headbutted him, went to the top rope, finished him fuck off, and went running back looking for me.
Find you. Oh, man.
Another time, no, I didn't get thrown out that time.
What a
Dude,
letdown.
I was in fucking Halloween Havoc, the first one in freaking Philadelphia, with my face painted like Sting, sitting in the second row. So I don't know. I'm like, by this time I'm like 27 years old, and I'm still going to the fucking Spectrum.
Is your hair still long?
Oh, he's more mature than ever.
I might have been rocking the mullet at this
You had a
point.
mullet going, nice.
Mullet,
Sandman and a
I was
mullet.
wearing a mullet like 95.
Oh,
in
yeah,
ECW.
yeah. What do you mean hair metal's over with? Fuck off.
Yeah, so I didn't even know what an indie show was. You have to understand, I didn't have cable in fucking Philadelphia or anything. All I knew was WWE and the magazines that I could read about.
Exactly.
All that shit.
Okay.
We go outside, and Joel Goodhart had papered the fucking arena. So there was like hey, there's a show here. Bruno Sammartino's going to be here, shit like this. I got to go check this out. Like, but whatever, however many days later it was, we pull into the place. I think that was McGonigal Hall at Temple on Broad Street. I pull in. Who pulls up next to me? Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, man.
So I get this dude. I'm like, oh my fucking god, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I said I had to tell him I hated it when fucking the Superstar kicked him through the cage.
Sure.
And he won the cage match because the door wasn't locked. I was hot over that. I'm like, the door's supposed to be locked. So, dude, I go into the building, fucking, we go sit up high, but the place only hold like maybe 5,000 people. And like Larry Winters and Tony Stetson or something come out in the first match, and I'm like, these are fucking regular dudes. I can do this because everybody for Vince was huge. You know, and fucking everybody's big, fat motherfuckers, dude. And you just think like, oh my god, I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But then I went and I saw regular guys do it. And then Joe Goodhart fucking advertising that he's got starting a school and stuff like that. I gave him like $3,500 the next day. That was like March 4th, like maybe 1989. And by March 6th, I think I had my first lesson. By June 9th, I had my first match.
Wow.
And then out of my first 10 matches, I got to work with Koloff, Snuka.
Again.
Lawler was in there my first 6 months in. I was working in Maine with Lawler in USWA. Did I say Ivan Koloff?
Yep.
Big Ron Shaw. But there's a couple other guys that are Morocco. Dude, I got to work with so many guys so quickly. It was awesome.
All three of our guests today right away worked with legends.
Well, because they're legends themselves.
There you go.
We're going to take a short commercial break.
You sure, dude? I'm on a roll right here.
We'll be right back.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking... There's another time I got thrown out. I just can't remember what it was.
See, we're back. It was a short commercial break.
That was
Keep
my
rolling.
thing, dude. Just sneaking into concerts back in, because there was a concert all the time in Philly, dude. It's like, you know how many times I've seen fucking Elton John and Billy Joel and Yes and fucking The Who and fucking all of them. I had tickets for Zeppelin, and then what's his name's kid fell out the window. I think there was 2 times that I had tickets for Zeppelin. And maybe Bonham died.
Clapton's son fell out the window.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, it was Clapton. Zeppelin expired in 80 when John Bonham died.
What happened with them? Why didn't they? They were supposed to tour. Is that where the drummer died?
Probably. If you're recalling Zeppelin, it was 1980, the spring of 1980. John Bonham passed away. That was the end of Zeppelin, pretty much. Who's
that makes sense.
Who's Sandman's favorite band? Just real quick. You got one? I heard you talk about the Beatles earlier.
If you had to nail
Justin Bieber.
Justin Bieber? This is the Sandman. What do you?
I don't know.
Justin Bieber?
Maybe if I had to say one, maybe probably Zeppelin or Yes.
Okay.
Nice.
That's cool.
Nice.
Win either way with that. Justin Bieber, get out of here.
I mean, Zeppelin's great. Too bad they just fucking stole their shit from everybody down in New Orleans.
I don't think you heard.
I mean, how many times have they been sued? Zeppelin for stealing people's riffs from New Orleans, dude. You know it's the truth. I mean,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Sam, I want to jump ahead. Tommy Dreamer on Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast said that you pretty much OD'd in Milwaukee and died.
Whoa.
And then
it wasn't Milwaukee, it was Indianapolis.
All right.
It's got the wrong city.
Listen.
I thought we were like 40. Here, I'll tell you what.
I want to go over a few things. So Bill Alfonso thought you were dead. Who was in studio? Florida?
No, I wasn't Florida.
Listen. Correct me
he
what's
was
up.
there. Let him say
Bill
it.
Alfonso hit the drugs because he thought you were dead, but they revived you and you went on to wrestle.
Bill
Tell
hit
the story.
because he thought he was
Alright,
dead.
dude, Raven fucking started. I was thinking, you gotta understand, this was like crazy days with the pills. We had like different rolling, different doctors getting 80 Oxycontin 80s from this guy, 80 oxys
Dr.
from
Robert.
this guy,
Dr.
80
Robert.
oxys from this guy.
Dr. Robert.
I never even thought about shooting a fucking drug, or obviously I would have done it by then. Who knows how old I am at this point? You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So Raven,
you alive
I
right
look
now?
over the stall. I'm like, why the fuck is Raven? It was like the second or third time that he'd been sitting in the stall. So I look over the stall and he's fucking shooting. I'm like, what the fuck are you shooting? He goes, I'm shooting an oxy. I'm like, I gotta try it. So. So he told me do not shoot an 80. I'm like, dude, I'm snorting like 5 80s a day right now and an 8-ball. And fucking, you think I'm worried about shooting 180? So I shoot the fucking 80, get in the car, pass right the fuck out. My lips start turning blue. Fonzie's next to me. It's Rhino's first day on the job. Rhino's driving. He had to tell you, Rhino freaked the fuck out coming back in the next day. So these guys are driving down the road. Whoever calls fucking 911, they pull over. The ambulance comes. They hit me with the fucking the fucking needle to the heart. Take me to the hospital. I wake up at like 2 in the morning. Wake up 2 in the morning. I'm like, whoa, where the fuck am I? I said something to the nurse, and I'm like, I had done. I pulled the fucking things out. They had me hooked up to a bag or whatever, banana bag. I pulled them out, and my phone happened to be my phone and my shirt or something was fucking behind me. I called Fonzie, said, yo, Daddy, we're right around the corner at the Marriott. But I think it was close enough that I might even walked. So, yeah.
Wait a minute, he's not shocked you're alive. He's not shocked you're alive?
Well, he's like, dude.
Hey, cool, you're alive. Come on over.
On my watch, the night that fucking him and Beulah, right? Fonzie's got heat for some reason with Paulie. I'm not sure exactly what it was. So Fonzie bled like a fucking pig. I take Fonzie to the hospital on fucking Broad Street. And he goes in there, emergency room. He lost like, I don't know, if you have like 8 points of blood, he lost like 5 of them or something like that. You know what I mean? They were worried about him. 3 hours of the docs. 3 hours later, Fonzie's like, we're getting the hell out of here, Sid. The doc goes, no smoking, no drinking this. I had a cocktail waiting for him and a cigarette in the fucking car. Well, yeah, dude, the dude just lost like 65% of his fucking blood.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
How do you arrive in ECW where everything obviously changes for you?
What?
How do you arrive in ECW? How did you wind up in ECW?
Dude, I was there. I had more seniority than anybody. Nobody was in that company longer than me. I left
from
for
the
a year
Eastern,
and still had more seniority.
From the Eastern Championship Wrestling.
Yeah,
days.
dude.
So how did you wind up in there with Todd?
Dude, me and Todd just hit it off. Todd's like one of those people that just fucking it's like Stryker is with me. There's just people that are called familiars. And it's like somebody that you just know. Dude, I get goosebumps even thinking about those two guys. Dude, they're just my familiars, and me and Todd just hit it off great from fucking day one. So soon, I didn't even know. So Joel Goodhart goes under. Todd and Lex and Bob Ortiz buy the belts for like 10 G's or something, and then Todd, so they're like kind of like partners. And Todd tells me to come down and see him in his fucking office, and he's like, I'm going to make you my champion. I'm like, nice.
Yeah. Wow.
So then I get bored. Okay, let me tell you this story. So we used to wrestle when Todd first took over. I couldn't wrestle at the place we were because it was called Market Street East. And it was good. They had a great piano bar there. So I was there on a night that we weren't wrestling, you know what I mean? I was there with my buddies and fucking Peaches was with me. It was because it was early with her. And I did something, I'm a drunken idiot or whatever, and I fucked with the manager, this chick manager. So then when I go to wrestle there the next week, she goes to Todd, no, you can't wrestle. And then I guess Todd paid her off or something because the next month I was wrestling.
How was it?
I think I might have had to apologize to her.
How was it working with your wife? Was that a pain in the ass, or was it good?
Dude, I was so young. I was like, you know what I'm saying? You just don't even know because you don't even know better because you've never done it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was fine.
Okay.
I liked it. Her and my son Tyler, my oldest son, they would come down. They would take the hour drive down into Philly for me to go to wrestling school every night and the hour back with me. 4 nights a week.
In ECW, you had Dawn Marie, Francine, Beulah, Sonny, Jazz. In your opinion, who's the biggest hoe?
The biggest hoe?
All right, dude. Next.
What the hell?
I don't need to make somebody look bad to make myself
my
look better.
God.
A great lesson that everybody in this room should learn in life. You don't have to make somebody look bad to make you look good.
There you
got
go,
it, brother.
How about your opinion on Paul Heyman, if I
Love
can
him.
get one?
Dude, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for fucking him, dude. My brother was like Paul Heyman. He believed his own shit. He couldn't tell the fucking truth. So I knew Paul Heyman before it was my brother, you know what I'm saying? So, but I didn't care. The guy was putting me over, coming up with great ideas and shit like that, dude. My career's taking the fuck off. All right, he owed me some money at the end, but luckily I had always made money before. I was making $75,000 a year. The first when I started wrestling school, you know what I'm saying? So.
Wait a minute, you were making $75,000 a year wrestling, or did you have a separate job?
Yeah, in a regular job.
What were you doing?
I was selling newspapers for the Philadelphia Inquirer, not one by one. I would put like 10 kids in one of the Sandman vans. I would take them to a neighborhood. They would go around and sell like 100 orders on a Saturday. They pay me $25 for each one, and I give them like $5 to $7, depending on how many they wrote.
Okay. So that's a gutsy move then, leaving that type of job to
I
go to
didn't
professional wrestling, right?
Well, it was only certain. Well, there I had a little problem because I had Peach's sister take it over, and she was a girl and she was young, and the boys from the hood abused her and stuff. You know what I mean? But it worked out in the end. I had some money saved, so.
How is your relationship with Heyman now?
We don't have one. I can't even remember the last time I talked to him.
Really?
Yeah.
Haven't spoken
I
to
don't
him
know.
in
I'm stupid, though, dude. I could have talked to him a year ago, but I just wouldn't remember it. But I don't think so. Probably, I don't know. Was he there in 2008 when I left WWE? I guess that would have been the last time.
Wow. Long time.
It's a long time ago.
As you said, you were there from the beginning with ECW. Ironically, your first championship, when it was still Eastern Championship Wrestling, I believe, was against Don Morocco. Can we get some memories of my personal favorite?
Yeah, I'll tell you a fucking great memory.
Magnificent
The
Morocco.
finish is Morocco puts me up for the fucking. He did like a tombstone or something then, right? Like an inverted pile driver, whatever the fuck it was called. Peaches, and he brings me over by the ropes. Peaches throws the powder in his face. He falls back, pin 1, 2, 3. I didn't see it because of the position what I was in, and subsequently you learn by fucking up. She goes to throw the powder, but you have to have powder mixed with 50% salt or 50% sugar, or it's not flying anywhere. You know what I mean? We didn't know that back then, you know what I mean? So she threw it, it went nowhere, and Morocco goes like this. There's like a puff, Morocco runs into I can't stand up. Morocco takes a step forward and goes, and then falls back.
That's hilarious.
I know you expressed fondness for Todd Gordon. How did you develop the Sandman gimmick and in-ring approach, and did Todd have much to do with that?
Well, yeah, Todd took me from the surfer thing to fucking him saying to Paul, because Paul didn't believe in me at first, and he was like, Todd told me, he goes, Paul's like, hey, I know he's your boy and shit, but he ain't got it. Well, and then Todd's like, well, no, just let him go out there and be him. And next thing you know, it's the beer, it's the cigarette, Nancy, bam, it's off to the races then.
Do you think Vince was afraid of your gimmick?
What do you mean afraid? I don't think Vince is afraid of much, dude.
Yeah, well, New Jack expressed that he was afraid of him. I just wondered if your gimmick was a little too much for Vince, even though Vince was ridiculous.
I guess not safe.
How about I wonder, any thoughts on Vince McMahon?
No, he was cool a couple times I talked to him.
So he was, okay. I was going to ask you to compare Vince to Paul Heyman, your experience.
Nah, when I talked to Vince for fucking 30 seconds.
30 seconds. Oy.
You mentioned Nancy. Thoughts on Nancy and
I
Chris
loved her,
Benoit?
man. She taught me so much. Freaking Nancy taught. Well, because you got to understand, Kevin Sullivan's going to take the book down in freaking WCW or whatever. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, WCW. And he goes to me, pulls me aside. He goes, listen, I'm leaving my wife and she's going to start coming out with you. And he gave me a couple pieces of advice. He said something like, he goes, dude, promoters will love you because you fucking, you could get over, you can lose every single night of the week and get over more than the guy that beat you. And I was like, love it. And that's why me and Dreamer would fight over who would win, dude. I've literally lost like 80, maybe even more than 80% of my matches. I would never win, ever. Because you're working with Sabu. He don't want to do a job. He don't want to do a job for you. Shane, he don't want to do a job for you.
Sabu.
Damn, Shane.
Shane.
Well, you got
a guy.
Sabu. These guys are taught by, do you know what I mean?
I thought you were reasonable. What's going on
But I can
here?
understand it totally. Because, the Sheik's teaching Sabu. He's like, no, you don't do a job for fucking anybody.
Can I ask? I know it. You can decline if you wish. What were your thoughts when you heard about what Benoit?
Dude, obviously I was fucking shocked.
Okay.
Dude. Yeah, I liked Chris a lot. I mean, everybody liked Chris, but shit happens.
Were you surprised? Did you see anything coming that way? Just out of the blue.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
You obviously watched the entire transformation of Eastern Championship Wrestling to Extreme Championship Wrestling. Did you know at the time what sort of impact this company would ultimately have on the business?
No, dude. I would have appreciated it more, and I would have treasured it more if I did. You know what I'm saying? We're just rock starring it the fuck out. You know what I mean? Straight rock stars, dude.
Sure.
That's what we are. You're not thinking about how, what your place is, but I'll tell you what, I do remember when we started making Japanese magazines, and I was like, all right, dude, we got something here.
Something's
You know
going
what
on.
I'm saying?
Yeah. You held ECW Tag Gold with our good buddy Too Cold Scorpio. I wanted to get your thoughts on tag wrestling versus one-on-one competition. Do you have a preference?
Yeah, probably one-on-one more than tag, especially the way tags are being done now. Where there's like 8,000 moves, nobody sells anything.
You don't even have to tag in AEW.
Dude, I didn't even notice that when I watched.
Yeah,
I don't know, because to me, I was telling, who the fuck was Pat? Was I telling you that freaking I think we were watching.
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Pat, what's going on?
But we were drunk. Who spun the guy to pull the hair to make sure that the ref actually didn't say it? Was that me and you talking about that last night?
I can't remember. That was drunk.
Yeah, but like it was actually, it's just weird because I noticed. I'm like, wait a minute, did you see somebody actually spun so the ref didn't see when they cheated?
Right.
It's like a joke. They see everything.
You had many different angles in ECW. We were talking about Vince being scared. Do you think that whole
Vince
crucifixion?
wasn't scared of shit, dude. He had Paulie in his pocket the whole time, way earlier than anybody even fucking knew.
Right.
What did you feel about the crucifixion angle?
Dude, I loved it. What are you kidding
Do it
me?
again!
I made it. I made the cross, dude. You know the
Really?
dude. You know the freaking who was it? The scaffold match with Dreamer on the chain swinging. I built that whole thing and put it up there myself. The cross thing. We get back in. We come back through the curtain. I'm loving it. Everybody's just like standing there like that. And I don't even know who the fucking Kurt Angle is.
That's what I was about to ask you. Like,
I don't even know who the fucking dude is. When I walk like 20 feet, there's a circle. Here's Todd, here's Paulie, here's Shane, here's Kurt, and there might have been somebody. Oh, Raven. And I'm like, no, do not fucking do it. I don't fucking care. Do not go out there and fucking apologize. I'm going to be pissed. I was very adamant about that, dude. That made him look like a fucking straight pussy. It still makes me mad today that fucking that happened, but I guarantee you Kurt Angle didn't go up to fucking Vince and say anything when the Undertaker put fucking what's his name on it 6 months later.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a cross.
It's a really good point.
However they made it look all nice.
Yeah, good point.
You think Kurt went to Vince that night? Nah.
No. Your second reign as ECW champ, you suffer a concussion against Cactus Jack. Any memories of that incident?
Well, no, I was concussed.
There it is!
Wham! Hello!
Did I word it this way? I set myself up! This is terrible! That's hilarious! Go ahead! Hey, pass that pen! Anyway, this is terrible. All right, when you did come to, did anybody tell you about what you should remember?
No,
How's that sound?
I came to, and the only reason I remember this is because my wife was there.
Oh,
and
that's
I
even
came
worse.
to in the fucking hospital at like 10 a.m. the next morning. The guy asked me who the president was, what state I was in, and something else. Got all three of them wrong. He goes, go back to sleep.
Stay there.
And then fucking later on, once like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, I started to get my fucking shit together a little bit, and they released me.
How about conviction to your craft, right? You get blinded by Tommy Dreamer. So the rumor is that you pretty much hide in your apartment so people...
No, dude, you have to understand something. Not everybody had a fucking phone in their pocket. And there wasn't TMZ News, and there fucking wasn't all the shit where everybody knew. Dude, I was just hanging out in my town.
He's just hanging out.
You know what I'm saying? No, I wasn't a recluse.
Yeah, what are you, like Heath Ledger when he was doing the
Wait a minute, that's the way they present.
That's a Paul Heyman story.
That's a payment says that you locked yourself
Paul.
away.
Well, of course, he's going to say
Does
it
he
like
still
that.
owe you
That's
money,
Paul
Heyman?
No, that's we're good.
Maybe not.
No, we're good.
That's hilarious.
I owe him. I probably fucking owe him.
There you go.
Oh my God, too
What do you
funny.
got, Mikey?
Legendary program with Raven and your son.
Oh, wow.
Who came up with that angle? Did you enjoy it?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I'll tell you this.
Oh, thank you.
So we're in freaking, I think it was Jim Thorpe. But wait a minute, there used to be this dude that was like a biker dude and had a gorgeous wife. I don't even know if you were at the company yet. I forget the names, of course. Home Alone movie's hot. I walk in, me and Todd drove together. Todd was in the locker room before me because it was small and I didn't like being in there. And so I walk up to Paul. Paul's sitting here and goes, I got a great idea. I'm going to get Macaulay Culkin. And he says this to me in the middle of the locker room. He goes, we're going to get Macaulay Culkin, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do this. And Todd's just like smirking on his face. I'm like, Paul, why don't we use my own 5-year-old son that looks just like him? He goes, that's a great idea. That's how it started.
Wow.
The cane. Me ended up with the cane. Michael Fay, this kid in Thailand, spray paints a fucking car, right? And now, it's not like, hey, go to jail for a couple months. It's like, no, dude, we're gonna beat you, and we're gonna beat you good, dude. So you're gonna learn a lesson because that's how it's done over there. So he's gonna get caned with, it was like a cherry stick with like a vine wrapped around it or something like that. But every shot draws blood, and the United States was up in arms. So I happened to, just another pure chance luck, like the meeting Bruno and shit like that. I happened to live where Paul was putting the show together. He was in Paola, I was in Broomall, I was 20 minutes away. Paulie doesn't even call me. Todd calls me and says, Paulie wants you up at the studio immediately. I roll into the studio, and he knew that I knew about world affairs and I liked politics. Everybody always knew that. He goes, you're going to start carrying a cane. I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know the kid this and that. He goes, trust me, it's going to be hot. I said, so how are we going to get a cane? By this time, we walked out, so we're outside, we're standing under a tree. I said, well, what are we going to use as a cane? He's like, looks up at the tree, rips a branch out, pulls all the small shit off. He goes, here, use this for now.
Here's your cane.
And we actually used a piece of a tree that just happened to be a couple feet away from us. And then I forget the promo that I cut or whatever, but it was great, dude. And then I knew how to get this thing. I'm like, obviously, I'm not going to the ring freaking with a stick. You know what I mean? And I had saw like a video or something of Tojo Yamamoto using one in like Memphis at some time, and I'm like, I got to go find one of those things.
Thoughts on Raven as a wrestler and where he ranks as some of the great wrestlers?
That dude is fucking brilliant.
Do you feel he's underrated? Because I think he's a little underrated.
Yeah, totally. Dude, you gotta understand, he was young, and he was, what was that show that was on Saturdays? He's like 18 years old and running one of Vince's he's a producer on a show and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And then when I didn't know what a false finish was until me and him started working together. Then just this, dude, we used to do like literally 100 spots in a row. He'd have, me and the meanie would do this, and then I'd do something to Rave, and then here comes Stevie for this. I'd do something to, here comes Peaches, then do something. We'd do like 3 sets of that in like a half-hour match, dude. Elaborate fucking shit, dude. It was good. Everybody had great time, and yeah, so I would say underrated. Unless you know him, then you're like, he's a dick.
I was going to ask if you still speak with him now.
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, this guy's cool.
Tell us about your memories of when, you mentioned earlier, when Vince crossed over with Paul, the crossover promotion deal. Do you remember some stuff about that?
I don't know. You have to give me a match. You'd have to tell me like a match, and that's the only way I would know.
Well, one thing you did reveal was basically Vince had Paul from the get-go. To the fans at home, we thought it was a competition.
The only reason I found that out is because there's that the guy that's suing them about getting a bunch of wrestlers for the head injuries or something like that. I'm like, no thanks. I want to try and get maybe in the Hall of Fame someday. You hear that one?
Yeah, well,
I don't want to see you sue him. You ain't getting in the Hall of Fame. That's it.
Right.
So and then I ended up like a year ago. A year ago, I asked I was talking to Sabu about it because I knew he was part of it. And then he was the one that told me, like, I'll say here, but it could have been 6 months ago or whatever it was. But he was the one that the lawyer found out that those two, that's the only reason why he could sue him for because Sabu didn't do it. All his shit happened. He wasn't doing like the total Sabu thing in the version that we were doing up there. You know what I mean? It wasn't as crazy. But yeah, those, I think he said 95 maybe.
Lanny Poffo was in studio. I know you have experience with Bam Bam Bigelow. Lanny was not a big fan of Bam Bam. Your relation?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? I fucking love Bam Bam. I love working with him. Never touched me. Fucking. Bam was the best, dude. And he rolled the best joints too, dude. The size of your finger.
I like him already.
Bam was great.
I like him fine. He sounds
Loved
great.
working with him, dude. He was so easy. I mean, we're doing all this hardcore shit, but he was the lightest one out of all of them. The biggest, but the lightest.
How ahead of his time was he? Because now you see these big
He
guys
walked
like the
Lawrence
Samoa
Taylor through a
Joe.
fucking main event. He walked Lawrence Taylor through pretty much a main event like then. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty good. And, you know, that's pretty freaking good, dude. Bam was the best.
We mentioned Sabu earlier, Mike. Forgive me if I step on this a little bit, but I personally think Sabu is basically batshit crazy. Is that fair?
No, dude, he's like fucking. I mean, dude, we're all crazy.
Oh,
I mean,
yes. So's the Pharaoh.
Really? But I mean,
Really?
So's got that little bit more
Little
freaking
surprised.
like crazy, you know what I mean?
I thought he was perfectly normal.
Well, no, dude, Sabu's all right. Crazy is if you watch him in the barbed wire match and fucking he's gatched like an inch deep and he's like, here, give me some tape, Fonzie, and let me roll some fucking tape around it.
Yeah.
Or he does fucking. He goes to do a moonsault. There's a table laying next to me upside down. He misses me and his face hits the fucking the top of the table's fucking foot. Right on his foot, goes back, 2 teeth missing, doesn't bat an eye about it, dude.
He taped his muscles back on.
No,
or some crap like that. Dude, his tendons are hanging out. He's like, oh, that's no problem. Let me just Band-Aid myself and get back to what I'm doing.
He told us all about super glue. I'm pretty sure he was the first one to
So I guess by definition, that would be crazy. He super glued you?
We super glued. One of my buddies playing first base in softball last year. Freaking me and Papa playing every Sunday.
Okay.
And Blick's at first base. He gets caught in the head with a line drive. He's got a nice cut. We went to the bar and super glued him right at the bar.
Nice.
Yeah, he wanted to go to the hospital. Like this. Super glued. You can't even see a scar now.
By the way, the Pharaoh
Stitches
is a softball ringer, so you can ship me to Sandman softball game for $4.95 plus tax. You can just put me in a
Wow, that 495's really got him
He
going.
don't look like Pap. He don't look like he can play to me.
Oh,
boy,
he would party.
You're in for a surprise, brother. Let's go catch the ball. Dude, I played catcher, fast pitch in the park for 25 years, man. Oh yeah.
How do you judge a ball player?
That soft pitch crap.
How do you know if someone's a good ball player or not?
I don't know. Give me like 2 minutes out with him doing anything.
Let's go.
With a basketball.
Yeah. Oh, with a basketball. Nice.
Basketball.
There you go.
So growing up, did you play baseball?
I sucked. I couldn't hit.
Well, hitting's difficult.
Yeah, it was my worst sport.
What was your best
slow
sport?
Pitch you play or fast pitch?
Basketball?
Yeah, basketball and football.
Fast pitch or slow pitch?
No, I like high arc.
Oh, that's not
I like
softball.
fucking 10 to 15. I like high arc.
Yeah, high arc is the best.
But I've never done like the Eddie Feiner doing the 65 or 70 or whatever. Nah, the bat wouldn't make it off my shoulder, probably.
Really? Oh, okay.
So you transitioned to WCW. Is that like a culture shock to you at this point? Because you kind of go a little corporate, right?
Well, yeah, but I knew what to expect because I had buddies there. You know what I mean? I knew to expect nothing.
Right.
And, dude, I'm along for the ride. They were paying me $5,000 a week for 6 months before I even worked for them. I did about 30 matches for them, and then they paid me the rest of my 3-year contract.
Wow.
I forgot to turn it off.
Who came up? What?
Yeah.
How sharp?
Because you got to understand, that's the year they went under. They lost all that $70 million. I just got lost in the shuffle, dude. I only worked for them for one. I signed on September 9th. Was gone like by September 11th, like the next year. Was back in ECW like October 28th. But and you're only supposed to get paid for 90 days, dude. They paid me the rest of the contract. So I'm getting paid like $4,000, $3,500 for Paulie and $5,000 for them for a year and a half or whatever it was. It was fucking great.
Who comes up with hack?
Me. That's
you came up with hack?
It's my brother.
Okay.
When I was like playing basketball when we were kids, I ended up being Hack, dude. My kids call me Hack, dude. My parents call me Hack. Right. I've had that nickname since I was very, very, very young.
Okay.
They don't want to they pull me into this room just like we're all sitting here. There's Bischoff, there's Dusty, but this is when Dusty gave me the fake barbed wire. And then Nash is in there. He just got the book. And they're like, dude, I told him, I own Sandman, right? There's a reason why Vince doesn't have. There's a reason I have. Paulie tried to get it from me once. He tried to sleaze me, and I found out about it. It's all good.
Wow.
Because he filed after I did. And
Really?
I didn't know about it until I'm pretty sure Todd might have found out. Todd had something to do with it. So where was I going? What was I talking about? What the fuck was I just talking about?
Hack.
Oh, the transition.
I forgot what you were talking about.
So there's two like lawyers. I assume they're lawyers because they're the ones in the fucking suits, and they're like, "Well, there's a Sandman concrete company in California that we're worried about." I said, "Dude, I'm the Sandman wrestler. You are lawyers. How do you not understand this?"
Right.
You know what I mean?
Did Metallica at any point have anything to say about the entrance?
Yeah, I'll tell you that story too. So
I can hear Lars screaming.
It was either me or Dusty was like, well, oh no, I'm pretty sure it was me. I was like, well, why don't you let me go out there and they don't know who I am and I'll take over the show because I knew I was wrestling. This is 10 minutes before I'm going to the ring, and that's how it was every Monday night for 11 straight. Fucking, I wouldn't know anything until right before we were going to the ring, and so the next week I go out there. They don't know who I am. I call out Bigelow and whatever. So the next week I'm in the hallway. Nash is walking by me. He goes, dude, you know they're not giving up the Sandman thing. He goes, what do you want to be called? I said, Hack. He goes, great. Kept walking.
Go.
That's how fast it was.
Interesting.
It was like less than 10 seconds.
Tell us the Metallica story.
I heard this one from Dreamer that Metallica offered, and like when they came out with the whatever album, dude, I don't listen to them. I don't like the heavy metal. I love my
Black
song,
Album.
but whenever they was that like 94, 95?
91.
Okay, well, they offered to play at one of the WrestleManias, and Vince was heard saying, "Who the fuck is Metallica?"
So, Vince, whoops.
When they went to buy my music, to use my music for my entrance, what's his name was like, they giving them shit, and then that's why I had to come out to something else.
Oh, man.
The ECW as a whole, do you think there's a possibility that the WWE introducts you guys as a whole entire group?
If that's going to happen, then I would figure that would be the way.
Justin, you're shaking your head no. Why?
When they have nobody else to put in.
If it's a collective, but the collective won't be the real ECW guys. It'll be Dreamer, Heyman, blah. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'll be a fake ECW, anyways.
I gotcha.
Just like
Even the Hall of Fame, it'll be fake.
2006 ECW. In my opinion.
How about your thoughts on that? The 2006 when Vince brought back ECW.
Dude, that was good. I made fucking $389,000 a year.
How about the zombie?
389. 389.
Dude, I was fucking. Dude, you got $75,000 just to be on the video game that year because that's when they went to all the systems.
Oh my God.
Everybody got a $75,000 check for the video game.
Why don't you guys fix Kamala's
I did
legs?
2 moves in
so
WrestleMania
confused.
and got paid $40,000 for that.
Wow.
Just between those two things, that was over.
So that all being said,
All 8 of us.
making that kind of scratch, do you think Vince owes you guys an extra living beyond your career now?
Vince don't owe me shit, dude.
Well,
Where the fuck would he owe me anything?
Well, you got people out there saying
Doesn't
that.
matter. I call my own shots in life. He gave me the opportunity. Thank you, dude.
Are you set?
Give me another one.
Are you set for life now? Are you set?
No, dude. I've blown a lot of money in my life. I'm good.
What does Sandman blow his $389,000 on?
Kid's house, dude. I had a house in Salt Lake City then. I had $9,000 of bills a month. I had a house in Philly, suburbs of Philly, a house in Salt Lake City because I had a concrete company in Salt Lake City, and then I had a house across the bay from Hogan's in Clearwater.
Wow.
The kids, freaking, dude, we lived at Disney World because the schools sucked down in Florida, so I'm just like, let's go. Busch Gardens was 5 minutes away from the house. You blow it on kids.
Thoughts real fast on Rob Van Dam's impact on wrestling, and especially the way you see today's wrestlers flipping and flying all over the place. Thoughts on RVD's
Van Dam's fucking guy. He's like one of those innovator dudes. You know what I'm saying? With like the Van Dam lift and dude, and he'll kick your head off from like anywhere, anytime. But he's a very good friend of mine. In fact, I was just texting him something the other night because I was thinking about starting a company and calling it like a Samboy thing, and he actually made that up. Rob used to call me Samboy. So I'm texting him, I'm drunk again. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. Let me tell you how this went.
Oh, we're gonna get the actual text.
We can actually pull up the text.
This is actually
dude.
okay.
In between, we're bringing in promoter Eric Sims.
Here we go.
All right.
I said 8:02 p.m. I was drunk. I thought it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. Dude, you used to call me Samboy, so I can't say it was my idea. But I'm gonna name a new company of mine, Samboy. Are we okay, or do I owe you money for the idea? He sends me back with one of his emojis. I think we're good. I say lovely. Then he texts me back at 1:20 a.m. in the morning. Miss you, bro. Love you. With one of those emoji things.
Nice.
RVD. Yeah, man. I love RVD, man. He spiritually, he was the one that he told me a lot.
You have a lot of respect for the business and the people you work with, it seems, right?
Well, yeah, dude, fuck. Then you wouldn't have respect for yourself. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that came from fucking nothing to do this shit, and it's because they loved it. It's not the guys that were football players and then they fucking couldn't make it in the NFL and they're like, oh, let me be a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? These guys freaking lived, eat, breathe this shit 24 hours a day for years and years and years. So you gotta respect it. Because I know I did.
Bringing in Eric, speaking of respect, bringing in super promoter Eric Sims. Eric, where are you going to be with the Sandman?
We're back again one more time. So, Sandman, Shane Douglas, just incredible. 1 to 3 p.m. today. We're back at the Wrestling Universe, 3429 Francis Lewis Boulevard in Queens, Flushing, Queens, New York. And then tonight, Titan Championship Wrestling, right? The debut of Titan Championship Wrestling. Same owners, -1.
Oh,
new
Throwing shots.
Yeah, hey,
owner.
Titan Championship Wrestling. It's a night of extreme. The night of extreme is tonight.
You're lucky I'm going
It's tonight. Oh my God! You see the shot of my head. The night of extreme is tonight.
Holy shit! He's hardcore!
Just incredible!
Holy shit! He's hardcore!
Arrogant, New Jersey at the American Legion Hall. I'm gonna be there. They're gonna be there, and so should you.
Wow, unreal.
Oh my God, that was great.
I gotta tell you.
Aspirin, you all right over there? Oh,
all right.
My Lord.
I want to thank again Shane Douglas, just incredible, and I want to thank you, Sandman, for coming in.
This is easily the funnest interview I've ever done.
Oh my God! Look at putting us over.
Usually it's guys that just like sit there.
Well, let me ask you a quick question.
Like a Howard Stern.
Let me ask you this.
Where it goes.
Let me ask you this question. In 1995, you put an armbar on Raven. What was your feeling at that moment?
Nerd! Shut up! Oy. Dude, I don't think I put an armbar on anybody.
I've never seen you put an armbar on anybody.
No, honestly, this has been our honor. You guys have made a difference in wrestling. The fans still love you, and I do believe the WWE will recognize what you all have done for this business. Again, we are honored to have you guys on our show. And Sandman, that was a great interview, and I appreciate everything.
Thank you for being with us.
You've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, only seen here live out of Village Connection Studio, out of Rockstar Studio. You can catch Monty and the Pharaoh at www.montyandthepharoah.com, on YouTube, on every podcast network, and also on cable, channel 115, every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9 p.m., Saturday mornings from 6 a.m. to 6:30, where you'll catch Sandman, Shane Douglas, and everybody else. And then starting on channel 120, don't know the time yet, and our newly affiliated Fox Network, Sports New York. You've been watching Monty
and the Pharaoh. Later.
Thank you.
Good job, Eric.
That was awesome.
Good job, man.
Lovely.
Thank you, bro. Thanks, bro.